Back in the mid-90s, a little-known developer called Stainless Software approached game publisher Sales Curve Interactive with an idea for a banger racing-style game inspired by the cult movie Death Race 2000. SCI approved the idea, with plans to develop a Mad Max licensed game, but that plan fell through and was instead replaced with a Death Race 2000 license as a movie sequel was being planned at the time. Unfortunately, this idea also fell through, so SCI and Stainless instead proceeded to create their own IP under the name Carmageddon. Carmageddon was released on PC in 1997 and later ported to several other systems, including the N64, PlayStation and Game Boy Color. The aim was to complete races in one of three ways: finish a set amount of laps before running out of time, disable all opposition by destroying their vehicles, or kill every pedestrian on the map. The game featured damageable vehicle models which added a layer of realism, and interesting physics that led to some amusing gameplay, and an open world level design that allowed you to drive virtually anywhere, including rooftops and hidden underground sections if you could reach them. Unfortunately, the title garnered much publicity due to its graphic violence of running over pedestrians for points and time bonuses, and as such had to be censored in some countries, while others outright banned it altogether. In 1998, the sequel, Carmageddon 2 Carpocalypse Now, was released to just as much criticism as its predecessor. The title was largely similar to the original, with the player having the freedom to do pretty much whatever they wanted, but with an upgrade to the graphics engine and much better damage tech, it was just as big a hit as the original, although the addition of challenges after every third race didn't go down so well with some players. Now we skip a couple of years ahead to the September of the year 2000, and we were treated to what can only be described as the bastard child of the Carmageddon family. SCI released Carmageddon 3 TDR 2000, developed by a different developer, Taurus Games. This game was a dull, generic, uninspired racer and was quite frankly boring as shit and an absolute travesty to the Carmageddon name. Wasting opponents was no longer an option, as each kill only rewarded you with a couple of seconds of extra time, and running over pedestrians to gain time was pointless as it took you longer to find them than you actually got for killing them. This meant players were left with no option but to drive around the track, completing laps and avoiding collisions as they would just slow you down, which was kind of the point of Carmageddon in the first place. Sadly, this single-handedly killed the franchise, with fans worldwide left feeling betrayed by the game they loved, with no hope of ever getting another addition to the series. Now, fast forward to 2011, with news that the rights to the Carmageddon series were being bought back by the original developer, now called Stainless Games, and that a new game was in development. It was announced in May of 2012 that this game would be called Carmageddon Reincarnation and would be funded via Kickstarter with a $400,000 goal and a release date of February 2013. The game was released in March of 2014 on Steam as early access pre-alpha to get feedback from the players, and as such was buggy as hell, with the majority of people struggling to get a decent playable frame rate. In June of the same year we were treated to a HD remake of the original game for mobile, which was a fun trip down memory lane for some and a good way of drumming up interest for new players that had never played the original. Skip ahead to the 21st of May 2015 and the completed game was released for digital download, roughly 2 years later than its intended release date. Unfortunately, this would appear to be a little premature, as the majority of people still having massive issues getting it to run at a decent FPS. Eventually, Stainless Games released a patch to address a lot of the issues, and now the game's at the state it should have been upon release. As with previous iterations in the series, we have the same 3 ways to win races. These are the traditional way of grabbing checkpoints and getting across the finish line first, destroying every opponent's car, or killing every pedestrian on the map. There are also some capture the flag style races, where you have to run over certain pedestrians before other players, or reach checkpoints before anybody else, which in all honesty are my least favourite game modes, as it's more fun to just race and smash. To progress, you have to build up enough points to unlock the next set of challenges. You get these points and time bonuses for every pedestrian you run down or every opponent you crash into, with bigger scores for faster impacts or for wrecking an opponent's vehicle. The landscape's also littered with bonus canisters full of all manner of weird and wonderful things, ranging from pinball mode, which bounces every car around the map like a giant pinball machine, opponent repulsificator that throws opponents through the air and firing mortars from your vehicle, to trashing your own vehicle's bodywork or jelly suspension. These bonuses are there to both help and hinder your progress, but also to spice up gameplay and add a little random fun. There is also an online mode where you can play against your friends, which of course helps make any game infinitely more fun when you know it's your best friend's corpse that you're currently doing donuts on after you've made them fly through the windscreen of their car, and rankings on each level to see who out of your friends is doing better than you. The best thing about Carmageddon Reincarnation is its damage tech, with an amazing amount of detail being taken to ensure every part of every car is highly destructible. This not only makes it look amazing, but also makes it more fun to smash into other players to see how much damage you can do. I do wonder, however, if more time should have been spent on making the game look a little better, as this game is by no means ugly, but it's also not the best looking graphics wise, even with everything set to maximum. To sum up, Carmageddon Reincarnation is a fun game and a worthy addition to the series, especially now that a lot of the bugs have been fixed and is actually playable. If you're a fan of the regional games, or you want a mindless fun racing game and don't care too much if it's not the best looking game out there, then I'd say this game is definitely for you.